could have been that Real Madrid's season was over tonight if they were depending on the league. Of course, with Mourinho, still a chance of conquering Europe and taking home the Spanish Cup next week as well. And who knows? It's only week 31 of La Liga. If they win tonight, they close the gap to 5 points, and Mourinho's a dreamer.
Yeah, but it's psychological as well, Rob, because they're going to play each other 3 times. Copa del Rey final Wednesday, Champions League home and away. Psychological, they have to get something over Barcelona. Barcelona has proved invincible over the last few years, and it's a big key for Real Madrid in that sense at home.
Well, I don't know how good your television set is at home or in the bar where you're watching, but the white inside the stadium is so bright you almost need sunglasses. Well, let's hope the game lives up to the pre-match billing from the excellent backroom team at Real Madrid. I remember when Florentino Perez came into the club a number of years ago, we had an interview with him and he said he wanted to turn the Bernabeu into a footballing Disney.
He's went about it the right way tonight, you know, the mosaic and the colour. It really is a spectacle. But there's gambles played on both sides. I agree with the lads earlier, you know, John Toshik was saying about the subs bench for Real Madrid. Very potent. 2 forwards there, Higuain and Adebayor on the bench. And yet Barcelona haven't even got a striker as such on the bench. So the strength and depth is with Real Madrid. It's what they can do. Also listening to some of the comments earlier about the state of pitch has not been cut, the grass has not been cut this week. And what is it, 3 centimetres longer the grass? Is that the slow ball guard? Is that the stop? Barcelona plays that slow free-flowing movement. I would like to see it be a little more physical in terms of the quality of what they can do. Also listening to some of the comments earlier about the state of pitch has not been cut, the grass has not been cut this week. And what is it, 3 centimetres longer the grass? Is that the slow ball guard? Is that the stop? Barcelona plays that slow free-flowing movement. I would like to see it be a little more physical in terms of the quality of what they can do. Also listening to some of the comments earlier about the state of pitch has not been cut, the grass has not been cut this week. And what is it, 3 centimetres longer the grass? Is that the slow ball guard? Is that the stop? Barcelona plays that slow free-flowing movement. I would like to see it be a little more physical in terms of the quality of what they can do. Also listening to some of the comments earlier about the state of
Алло. Алло.
Говори.
Трансляцию открой, что я тебе скинул. Тебя будет тормозить или нет?
Подожди, у меня тут свое. Сейчас я на балкон выйду, меня все спят. Там оказывается какая херня, я все время думаю, что за херня происходила. Я несколько раз попробовал трансляции. А они у меня в менеджере появляются через какое-то аж время. Хрен знает через какое-то. У меня старый
Саш,
начинает появляться. Что?
включи, я тебе ссылку скину.
Кого я на балкон вышел?
Ну, мне надо, чтобы ты проверил. У меня не тормозит она. Вот я другой этот установил.
У меня сейчас тоже перестало тормозить, я настроил.
Я скачал другой.
Ну отключи звук, я гляну в ютубе, потом тебе позвоню. Ну отключись от этого. Можешь потом я у менеджера видео просмотреть, то, что ты транслировал. Через время. Нету, говорю. Ой, теперь понял. Да. Тяжелая задержка. Я сейчас если... Еще, слушай, подожди. Я то, что говорил тогда, сейчас оно воспроизводится у меня. То есть оно тоже в трансляцию попадает. Еще, слушай, подожди. Я то, что говорил тогда, сейчас оно воспроизводится. Задержка секунд 40 где-то есть. Микрофоны, там должно быть теперь микрофона. Вывод это ввода.
Real Madrid have never lost 3 games in a row to the same opponent ever. Barcelona have won this season, of course, 5-0. They've done the double the last 2 seasons. There's an awful lot more than pride at stake tonight. And Marcelo, and the ball, and linesman gets them all.
Well, the linesman got up quicker than some of the players do, I'll tell you that. Some tackle, this was... Whoa!
You know it's going to be a tough night when the linesman should be wearing shin guards. Cristiano Ronaldo has a first chance to stretch his legs down that right-hand side and bumps into Adriano, and the referee's assistant on the far side claiming that the Portuguese was leading with the arm.
Well, I think Adriano just nicked in and won the ball, and Ronaldo's caught him after he's nicked the ball there. Not that big a challenge. Linesman, who was 5 or 6 yards away, give that free kick straight away.
Задержки бывают, идут там по несколько секунд, потом исчезают, потом нормально. Нет, задержки. Когда ты классишь настройки, экран вообще черный. Просто черный там, секунды. Ну, в общем, посмотришь, оно через время, когда трансляцию остановишь, появится на модели видео. Посмотришь, что сделано.
And I'm watching the way Real Madrid are attempting to close down, and they're doing it in 1s and 2s. They're not really doing it as a unit, which is something that I think Barcelona do much better.
Я не знаю, может то, что я себя слышу, может оно на трансляции как-то не отобразится. Ну, в общем, можешь проверить, в менеджере видео глянуть. Ну, вот я себя сейчас через время себя слышу. Важно, вот сейчас опять потем. А, кстати, я перешел на другой канал, то тоже забанили. Ну, в смысле? Где я делал трансляцию на Егоре, его уже забанили. А спроси у них. Они что, говорят или что? Нестандартная фраза пишут.
Head down. David Villa, of course, hasn't scored. Well, it must seem an absolute age for him. No goals in his last 9 matches, but he was going through a similar spell the last time. Besides, Meta managed to score 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes.
He's a quality striker, but when you score 9 goals, it does have
head down.
There's no doubt.
David Villa, of course, hasn't scored. Well, it must seem an absolute age for him. No goals in his last 9 matches, but he was going through a similar spell the last time. Besides, Meta managed to score 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes.
He's a quality striker, but when you score 9 goals, it does have
head down.
There's no doubt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sergio, then we realised that over our shoulder was Hugo Sanchez, the former Real Madrid great.
I think there was too many Northern Ireland fans in the Bernabeu tonight.
Sergio, then we realised that over our shoulder was Hugo Sanchez, the former Real Madrid great. Game of patience has been.
I think there was too many Northern Ireland fans in the Bernabeu tonight.
Sergio, then we realised that over our shoulder was Hugo Sanchez, the former Real Madrid great.
I think there was too many Northern Ireland fans in the Bernabeu tonight.
Sergio, then we realised that over our shoulder was Hugo Sanchez, the former Real Madrid great.
I think there was too many Northern Ireland fans in the Bernabeu tonight.
Sergio, then we realised that over our shoulder was Hugo Sanchez, the former Real Madrid great.
think there was too many Real fans in the Bernabeu tonight.
And then we realised that over our shoulder was Hugo Sanchez, the former Real Madrid great.
I think there was too many Real fans in the Bernabeu tonight.
And then we realised that over our shoulder was Hugo Sanchez, the former Real Madrid great.
I think there was too many Real fans in the Bernabeu tonight.
And then we realised that over our shoulder was Hugo Sanchez, the former Real Madrid great.
I think there was too many Real fans in the Bernabeu tonight.
Between the teams on that particular ruling so far.
Well, that's worth a point in itself. So, and if you look at the run-in, Real Madrid's got a much more difficult run-in than Barcelona. But there's a psychological reason, I think, between the two sides for the cup final on Wednesday and obviously the two Champions League games in it. I think psychologically Barcelona has the upper hand at the moment.
Iniesta, Adriano. Xavi's never far away from Iniesta. Neither is Busquets as Barcelona playing these neat little triangles. Well, Mourinho said he's preparing his team to play with 10 men, as they generally have to do. He said a little bitterly against Barcelona. I'm sure that Guardiola, who's a little more diplomatic, would like to have said, well, we're preparing to play the ball around against a very defensive side. This is to be expected, isn't it?
I think it's a bit of pressure. Jose Mourinho's putting a little bit of pressure on the referee, saying, you know, you're always going to send one of our players off. And funnily enough, the first booking was a Barcelona player, but I'm sure it won't be the last booking of the game tonight.
This is Pedro. To Busquets. Messi, the fans making their own amusement. Barcelona score, of course, then Mourinho has to change his tack.
They've got to change his tack anyway in the second half, but I think he's got a lot more options on the bench than Guardiola.
Делаем нормальный рейтинг, дворовый менеджмент плюс уличный маркетинг. У меня нет ротации, мы треки не отправили. Задача, чтобы ключу тебе напали. Несет оппозиция, не люблю ментов, я видел методы милиции. Я не люблю молчать,
I tell you, that's a great chance, and he's going for a clever little dig over the goalkeeper, and he did that twice in the match I did last week against Shakhtar Donetsk, when it could have been probably easier just to slot it past him.
One slight slip now, bends him up. Little layoff from Di Maria, who's hardly had a touch of the ball so far. The game has passed him by.
First real chance though, Rob, and it falls to Lionel Messi. 48 goals this season. There he goes, he's onside as the pass is made. The linesman's got it absolutely spot on. First touch sets it up. Now, there he is trying to take it over the keeper. Why didn't he just slot it inside or down by his legs?
As you say,
своя трасса, дом штурика база, настучу биту, наваляю база. Не люблю эти цветы с душой, цвета реакции, батюшку Серафима возит Мерседес из класса, пропала твоя.
Line tonight, playing the footballing chess, moving their pieces around the park.
Well, 20 minutes gone, Rob, you have to say Barcelona's playing the better football. Not really making an awful lot of progress, only one clear-cut opportunity. And at the other end, obviously, Real Madrid have had one free kick on target from Ronaldo, and that's about it. Caution seems to be the order of the day.
It's an interesting exercise, this, in coaching strategy between Guardiola and Mourinho. This is Kadir. Now Di Maria makes a dart from midfield. Always going to win a race with Carlos Puyol, who closes him down. Barca's going to win a race, it doesn't always get past them because Puyol never gives up the chase.
The 33-year-old is Mr. 120% for Barcelona. Drops his shoulder, goes outside, and Puyol happy to put it out for the corner kick. But it's an opportunity. They've got 3 centre-halves, well, 4 if you include Sergio Ramos at the back here. So free kick, set plays, corner kicks could be important for Real Madrid.
Plan A when it comes to corner kicks for Real Madrid. Di Maria doesn't deliver well. Alonso heads over. Piqué easily wins the header. Alonso again. Benzema has a little bit of space and support. Weaves his way inside, and Valdez nervously concedes the corner.
Well, it was a poor corner from the other side, I have to say, from Di Maria. But ball wasn't properly cleared by Barcelona. When it comes to Benzema, quick fake, gets the shot in. This is a man that's got 8 goals in his last 6 league games.
Di Maria is clearly going to take all of the corners. Pressure put on Valdez. He answers this with a much better punch. Got a very good punch because he fully knocked it out of play. Di Maria's throw. Benzema throws himself at the ball. Pepe's in there as well. Yet another Real Madrid corner.
Yeah, pressure there. Pepe and Sergio Ramos stayed up for the long throw-in. It was Gerard Piqué put it out, and more pressure for Barcelona.
Near post. Climbing in there. Cristiano Ronaldo came in at some pace. Just got his fair share of headers, doesn't he?
Well, it's Ronaldo and Pepe who attacked the near post. This is a much better cross. And up he gets Ronaldo. He can't tuck his chin in and direct it on target. He gets up higher than anyone else. And that is a part of his game he's improved immensely on in the last 3 or 4 years. And credit to Manchester United, Alex Ferguson. I think they really brought him on as a player and a goal scorer. He still hasn't scored as many goals as Messi. He still hasn't Messi's completed nearly twice as many passes in the same amount of games this season. Messi's created more chances and assists offside.
Pedro on the far side.
Yeah. And created more chances. So there's always pressure on Ronaldo. He's always trying to chase Messi and what he can do.
Well, between the two of them, there's only a goal difference when it comes to the
league statistics,
the leagues. Lionel Messi is 1 ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, same amount of games. I think it's 28 league games they both played. Cristiano Ronaldo's got 28 goals and Messi's got 29.
I know they argue sometimes that it's slightly easier to score in this league as Ronaldo goes over Piqué rather easily. Now the referee isn't buying that. Certainly wasn't an old pals out between two former Manchester United players, was there?
No, I think there was a dive there, Ronaldo, and the referee, that's what he pointed to. He said, no, you've dived.
Alonso tries a shot from the halfway line, and Valdez was off his line. And now all focus is on the referee.
Well, it wouldn't have been given because the referee blew for a free kick for the foul. And suddenly, tempers are frayed. The passions have been raised once again. That was the foul on Iniesta. This is it. He jumps over the top and then he throws himself to the ground. I think he knew that he wasn't going to get on the end of the ball he had knocked past. That's a great pass. Well covered from Marcelo.
One back by Dani Alves, who weaves inside. Good covering tackle from Khedira. Now the game is beginning to loosen up a little bit. Di Maria. Across comes Piqué. Oh, and he was caught by a great challenge then by Carvalho. Charging down is Benzema. The referee holds his whistle and then finds himself some time to decide that the Frenchman had used his arm.
Well, certainly
Pepe, wasn't it? Pepe.
it looks like Carvalho and Pepe. Yeah. Late decision, but the right one, I think, from the referee.
David Vera's coming to the centre now, in from the wing. Lionel Messi's with him. Messi to Vera, in his path. Casillas comes a long way. And the referee has a big decision to make. He's immediately surrounded by the Barcelona players.
This is a contentious one because David Villa stretches as Casillas goes for it to get the ball round Casillas, and then Casillas catches him. But in the referee's opinion, he's made the most out of it. and he's calling over someone who's maybe protested. He's calling over David Villa. It's David Villa he wants.
It's actually PK, Jerry, that he's calling over to himself.
He said something, and he's got a yellow card for what he said.
I bet it was a heart-in-mouth moment though for Iker Casillas as he came. He had to throw himself fully at it.
Well, that's a penalty kick, Rob. He wins the ball, but he goes down too easy, and that's where the referee hasn't given it. Pep Guardiola thinks it's a penalty. 9 times out of 10, I'll tell you, the referee will give a penalty kick for that.
And I think that protest is why PK received his caution. I can't lip read, especially when it comes to Spanish lip read, but I first say he was saying how come he didn't give a similar incident at the other end. In comes Pedro to Messi. Now Xavi. Iniesta, it's a battle in there, well won back one. It'd be well won back to 80,000 witnesses inside the stadium, but not the man who's on top of the situation.
I think the first foul was from Ronaldo.
Marcelo trying to put it into the path of Benzema.
Well, there's an urgency about Barcelona. They want to get it done and get it playing and keep going and set the tempo. It's certainly been raised a level in the last 5 minutes, and it could be frustration from Real Madrid that they are chasing and playing most of the football in their own half.
Busquets. Small, fine space to run into. Now Messi. Alonso. Pepe. He's been a very effective player in that anchoring role, just on the toes of the back four.
He's a good athlete, Rob. He's tall, he's challenging a lot, he's closing down, he's working hard. He's played there before, we've seen him play there for Real Madrid, and he's played a lot of times for the national side in Portugal. But it's a role he can play, and he's done it well so far. But I'm worried about the fact that they're not creating an awful lot. You know, they've got a lot of destructive players in the middle of the park, but very little creativity. Maybe that'll change at half-time. That could be Mourinho's tactic.
Iniesta. Messi's going searching for the ball now. PK. Xavi has a look. Puyol has allowed Dani Alves to come onto this near touchline. There is Alves. Pedro. No way past Pepe. He's been man of the match so far now. Di Maria. Cristiano Ronaldo sets off on a run, and that needed to be a flawless interception from Piqué.
That was a great pass from Di Maria, but for the intervention of Piqué, have a look at it from that angle. It looks a penalty every time you look at it. He doesn't get the ball. Villa nicks the ball round the goalkeeper. That looks a penalty kick to me, I have to say.
Di Maria just takes his time to allow Pepe to station himself at the near post. Doesn't quite find him though. Alonso plays it back in. Alves tries to find a way out. A couple were offside, but Di Maria isn't offside. He's stolen in at the far post and almost squeezed it in. Puyol does well to stay on his feet.
He does. Di Maria should have done better, could have done better for me. First touch, should have been out from underneath his feet and then just strike it at goal. Whip it in with a lot of pace. He changes the angle, but then he misses the target, and that's criminal. That's a good pass from Victor Valdez.
Just wondering at the referee's interpretation of that penalty call, Jerry, whether he felt that the ball wasn't within playing distance. If he felt that David Villa had taken a dive, then surely should have been booked.
Yeah. Steady book, Gerard Piqué. Ball, Marcelo. Quick feet from Messi, isn't it? Chest control. and flicks it over the top.
Well, the Argentinian is asking for the Brazilian to be booked, and the referee grants his wish.
I'm actually pleased about that because Marcelo has been doing that for years. I've watched him doing that and asking for other players when they fouled him to be booked. He certainly did it against Peter Crouch in the Champions League game, which I don't like to see. Let the referee do the job. Doesn't need any encouragement from players.
PK. Now to Busquets. Xavi. PK. Cameras are on him this week as his girlfriend was in town, the popular music singer Shakira. Flip over the top, Cavallo takes charge. Marcelo helps it out. Now Pior. Busquets to Lionel Messi. Well, with a clutching challenge from Pepe. Good feet as well from the Brazilian-born Portuguese international. Here is Ronaldo, back to Pepe, back to Ronaldo. Getting his legs in the way was PK. Messi, Alves. The game is beginning to liven up as Real are taking a gamble or two. Ramos crosses the halfway line for the first time tonight. They're coming back, winning the ball is Lionel Messi.
It's a great run. It's not the best ball though. David Villa was the intended target.
Well, even Lionel Messi is having to dig in now.
He is, and he remembers why Sergio Ramos got the red card in the first fixture at the Camp Nou.
Alonso. Khedira waits for movement, finally gets it from Ramos to his right. Khedira continues, and unlike Barcelona, there's nobody with those little 10-15 yards triangles for Real Madrid to play to, so they had to go all the way back to the keeper Casillas. Now down the middle, Pepe heads it on. Cristiano Ronaldo, both are okay. Ronaldo tries a trick or two, ball's coming for Marcelo. Marcelo inside to Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo just bobbled away from him, and then, well, it was good reflexes in the end from Valdez.
What a tackle from Adriano. That was going to be a goal, I tell you. Ronaldo was clean through, and it was Adriano's challenge that saved the day. Game has come to life.
They've come out of their shells, Real Madrid.
Have a look at this challenge. First touch is there, and there's the tackle from Adriano. He kicks it, it hits the back of PK, and falls into the arms, eventually, of Victor Valdez.
Took a double deflection, almost pinballed into the Barcelona goal. Alves continues his run. Pedro's with him. Alves just inside, just over his head though. He's going to head her away as far as Xavi. Busquets. Totally different kind of game to the first one at the Camp Nou back in November.
Yes, and I think the longer they can keep it at 0-0 and frustrate, they'll maybe grow a little bit in stature. Real Madrid have a little bit more belief, and as I say, maybe the plan for Jose Mourinho is to do that first half and then change the second half. Here's Adriano.
Adriano falls over the ball, making it easy for Ramos. Cristiano Ronaldo turns, he was clipped by Iniesta and wins the free kick.
Well, normally Ronaldo complains when he doesn't get the free kick. This time he complains when he does get the free kick.
Cristiano Ronaldo, as we said at the start of the game, has yet to score against Barcelona, but he's not alone, you know, in this Real Madrid team. In fact, only Sergio Ramos of the starting 11 tonight has actually scored a goal against Barcelona. Marcelo, Di Maria. Maybe fortunate to get the throw in there. Pepe. Marcelo ghosting inside. Ramos checking back with him all the way is David Villa. Khedira, flip over the top. Piqué has to make it. On his shoulder is Ronaldo. Alves. Carvalho. Good little turn of pace from the veteran. Marcelo drops the shoulder, tries the shot, no strength in it. And there's a challenge afterwards from Puyol, which is why Marcelo stayed on the floor. The referee telling Barcelona to get on with it. Now Marcelo decides that he's in too much pain and takes the sting out of the game.
Well, I think a shot went wide of the mark. He knew that. Puyol threw himself in, so he thought he'd try and go down and get a free kick for an attempted foul, but he's up on his feet, he's fine. Don't see any problems. And Jose Mourinho's just passing some instructions on the sidelines to Pepe and co.
Well, I'm sure as if you need reminding, stage 2 of this tour comes on Wednesday night when Real Madrid and Barcelona play each other again in the Copa del Rey final. That's in Valencia, neutral ground. Our coverage starts at 8:30 on Sky Sports 2. The diary's clogged up with these events. It's going to be a great 18 days of football. Piqué to Busquets. His interest in the game's been played off the field as well. Mourinho refusing to speak to the media, though he turned up for the press conference. Maite Karanka complaining that his team had had a day less to prepare for this game. Of course, Barcelona counted that with saying they've had to journey to the capital. Oh, now.
Oh, dearie me. It's embarrassing, isn't it?
Now Busquets goes down as if he'd been hit by a hammer.
That's when it gets embarrassing, you know. Busquets milking it big time. There's no contact on his head at all, and he throws himself to the ground.
Well, he does like to shape himself up as a football hard man, Sergio Busquets. He dishes out the challenges, but he's not very good at taking any pain, is he?
You can't be a football hard man when you could do things like that. That's embarrassing for me.
The triple step over tells you it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Ramos to Xabi Alonso. Pedro. Dani Alves. Lionel Messi. Piqué. Amazing resilience being shown by both of these sets of players. It's game 52 of the season, of course, for Barcelona. It's the 50th game in charge for Jose Mourinho of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Xavi. Looking for Villa. Ghosting in. Tries a long bouncing ball.
That was very speculative from that sort of range.
Putting it out of play, hasn't a great deal to do so far, maybe a little rusty.
The thing is, Rob, I have to say, this half and the lineup that we've seen from Real Madrid has been very defence-minded, and it might have worked in terms of nullifying Barcelona to a certain extent, but from a creative point of view, they've not done anything.
This is Di Maria, stopped by Alves. Messi. Past Alonso, past Marcelo, but just enough of a touch to unbalance him now. Lionel Messi's gone down. Just wondering whether he ran into Xabi Alonso there, who's pleading his innocence.
Well, I think it was accidentally. He might have got caught when he was falling over by a stray foot. That's what it looked like to me. I think it might have been the heel of Xavi Alonso or someone. It wasn't a foul. He's loses balancing just here. Looks like the leg of Xavi. It was accidental. And you can see what Jose thinks of it.
I suppose he has got tree trunk legs, hasn't he, Xabi Alonso? If you run into one, it does hurt. What do we got? 3.5 minutes of regulation time to the break. Pep Guardiola and Jose Mourinho in their minds will be reciting their half-time lecture. I would imagine, Joey, they both will be telling their players to stick to the same plan. It's worked out pretty much as both predicted.
Absolutely, but I think the onus is on Jose Mourinho to change it. He has to add more creativity into the middle of the park. It's quite negative at the moment, and as I say, they have the onus on them to win the match.
Guardiola screaming orders from the edge of the technical area. Can he raise the tempo of his team? It's over the top of Messi. Pedro giving chase, and Marcelo wisely knocks it high into the stand.
Some interchange of play from Barcelona was good, but the final ball from Messi was poor. And the weight of the pass was too much.
Xavi. Now Piqué. Just a couple of minutes remaining in the first half. Psychologically, be a massive time to score. Messi for one shakes off Pepe. Little 1-2. Excellent football this. Messi on the blind side. Brilliant save by Iker Casillas.
Well, that's the move of the match.
Great imagination from Messi.
That is the move of the match. What a fabulous piece of play. Just exploded. Lovely 1-2s and a shot at the end of it. Get a chance to see this quality again. Lovely little 1-2 flick from David Villa. He gets it out from his feet. That's a great save from Casillas. It's a good height. Pepe and Sergio Ramos, they're all converging on him.
It tells you something of the magnitude of the match when the world's best player is kept out of the world's best goalkeeper, the man who lifted the World Cup that summer.
A lot of quality on the park, but that's the first moment of magic, real magic, that we've seen. And it's taken over 40 minutes for that.
That's the beauty of the cast list out there tonight. Something like that could happen at any second. Ramos to Pepe. Khedira. Never scored for Real Madrid. Be a great time to get off the mark, wouldn't it? Shadowed by Piqué. Just making sure that nothing comes from that. This will be the final act of the first half.
You're right, Rob. Sami Khedira is the only outfield player who hasn't scored a goal this season.
Nobody inside the stadium, heading to get a half-time cuppa early. Hope in the hearts of the Real Madrid supporters inside the Bernabeu. Mourinho allows most of those in white shirts to enter the penalty area. Right across the six again. Ramos gets the header on there. 2 men at the far post, brilliantly cleared off the line. Rail pleading with the referee's assistant, but it hadn't crossed the line.
I actually think this is their best chance to score, you know, from set plays. And there's a player down injured at the far post. I think it's... Is it Puyol? No, it's not Puyol. Well, you can see it's Dani Alves. Far post, Sergio Ramos up above everybody, heads it back in. And this one's taken off the line by Adriano. Great defending. Great
good block by Adriano. Got the ball off the line and then collided with the post. We're into a single minute of time added to the first half. It's a Barcelona counter-attack. It's 3-on-2 here if Messi can make the right pass. Now David Villa. Pedro's joined in. Messi's at the far post. Comes to nothing, and the Real Madrid supporters are rather unhappy that they have a player down in the opposing half in Di Maria.
That was disappointing from that final pass, I have to say. Expected David Villa to come inside and have a strike at goal. But he's a bit short of confidence, isn't he?
Well, the half-time whistle goes, and it's quite a contest, I think, between the two coaches rather than the players. Jose Mourinho packing the midfield, initially absorbing the Barcelona style of play. Lionel Messi having the chance of the game just before a half-time break. Real Madrid have had their moments as well. But maybe the talking point for Mark and the guests during the half-time break is whether there should have been a penalty when Iker Casillas went to ground and David Villa fell over him. Nothing was given there. We haven't had a goal in the first half, but there are indications there are going to be a few in this game. Half-time at the Bernabeu. It's Real Madrid 0, Barcelona 0. Second half kicks off. Real Madrid, as the game has progressed, have slowly entered the equation. Absorbing tactics early on, frustrating tactics early on. But it's been strength, maybe strong on tactics, would some would say, from Jose Mourinho and his players.
Yeah, but he will point to the fact that they've contained Barcelona fairly well, I would have to say, and this man on the ball, Pepe's done really well in the middle of the park. He's broken up a lot of attacks, but as I say, it's a different type of a game. They need to win this match. They've got to put more emphasis on attack.
Also noticeably, straight from the kickoff, that Real Madrid immediately threw three players into attack, almost as if Mourinho is trying to show in, but he's going to change his tack in the second half.
Maybe the pep talk will have pepped them up, but you know, as they close down, you know, they do it in ones, Rob. You know, Khedira's closing down now, but no one's actually pressing Puyol, who's the player who's going to receive the ball. They've got to do it as a unit in twos and threes, and I don't think they do that well, Real Madrid.
Mourinho, of course, went 150 games without a home league defeat, stretching back to 2002 until Sporting Gijón came to town in the last home game, so he has to start that kind of run all over again.
Yeah, and that was quite a negative lineup in that match. If you remember the midfield, there was no Xavi Alonso. It was Khedira, Lassana Diarra and Granero, and I was a bit disappointed that they weren't more offensive in that match. And, you know, 0-0 is not the sort of result I think the home fans are looking for. But has Jose got something up his sleeve? That's the question.
Barcelona have to show a large degree of patience. Iniesta to Xavi. Iniesta continues the run. Ramos comes in with a fine clattering challenge just this side of Liga. Alonso, Di Maria has been a bit part player, easily won by Alves. Di Maria tries to win the ball back. Tackling isn't one of his strengths. He has many strengths, but tackling's not on that list.
No, I have to agree. And there's it Ozil warming up. I'd love to see him coming on, and he is a creative player. That's what they need. But will he bring one of those central midfield players off, or will he take off Di Maria?
PK. Marcelo has to do a sweeping job. This PK game, as the game has gone on, has played a more advanced role. Allowed to come out of defence by Pep Guardiola. Now Pedro digs in and then loses the ball as he's faced by Pepe.
That's a comedy of errors, isn't it?
Free kick taken very quickly. It's Cristiano Ronaldo against the whole back four. His legs gave way there. Barcelona suspected that he just slipped on the lush surface.
That's a soft one.
It's the wink from Ronaldo, the referee got it right. We've seen that somewhere before, haven't we?
Have a look here. He just falls over. I don't think that's a free kick at all, but he'll take it.
There may have been a linking of arms.
Good position though for get a strike. It's pretty central, 2 or 3 meters outside the D. And Ronaldo wants to hit this one. Could it be a set play that breaks the deadlock? As Sergio Ramos limps back onto the park after a little bit of treatment.
I dare say that is the ideal position on the field for a Cristiano Ronaldo free kick.
It's a
Slightly off centre, maybe 10 yards outside the penalty area, enough to dip it over the wall if he gets the right connection. He goes for it! Oh, it's the post to the rescue for Barcelona.
Well, again, tactically, you have to say they've had 2 free kicks and they've hit the target both times. That was so close. Shake of the head from Ronaldo, over the wall, hits the post. As I said earlier, Rob, maybe their best chance of breaking the deadlock is from a free kick, corner kick. That header from Ronaldo cleared off the line by Adriano in the first half.
Supporters get behind their team vociferously. They've sat and stirred in the first half. Watched Jose Mourinho play a tight defensive style of football. Referee telling Barcelona to continue, though David Villa is claiming that he'd been raked down the Achilles. Great turn from Xavi. Pedro. Iniesta leaves it to his captain Puyol. Now Piqué. Has to go backwards to go forwards through Valdez.
But Benzema's closing 3 Barcelona players down on his own now. Is this a chance for Villa?
Oh, Villa comes across. There's David Villa, whose legs give way in the penalty area.
Penalty.
It is. And a red card.
Well, what a momentous decision this is, Rob. He was last defender. It's Raul Albiol, the centre-back, who's being sent off.
Well, Mourinho did forecast that his team would have to play with 10 men tonight. And his prediction has come true. First of all, there was a shout for a handball, and then he wrapped his arms around David Villa.
Yeah. You can't deny what you can see. He has grabbed him with both hands around the neck and pulled him to the ground. It looked like a handball before that. But he's off. They're down to 10 men, and Messi has a chance to put Barcelona in front.
And Messi's having to deal with a laser in his eyes at the moment. I don't think that will affect him. Lionel Messi has never scored against a Jose Mourinho side. A big moment for him. That's his 49th goal of the season beckoned. It's Lionel Messi. It's 1-0 to Barcelona. That is one massive stride to securing the title. And Mourinho's premonition that his team would have a player sent off has come true.
Well, I hope they now change tactics and go a little bit more positive. I know Mesut Ozil was warming up, but I think they have to really go positive. There's no point in losing 1-0. Barcelona's played most of the attacking football. I do feel Real Madrid's been quite negative, and now things are going to change. 1-0, great penalty kick from Messi. He's also broken another record, hasn't he, as well, Messi? Di Stefanos. I think he was level with him on 48 goals, which is a record for the season for a Spanish player.
Now on 49 before the evening's out. He could become the first man to get to 50 goals. Xavi. There's a spring in the step now, Barcelona, but Pepe leads the charge. Mourinho had prepared for this. It's Di Maria. Bothered by Alves, stopped by Puyol, and of course the Royal supporters are going to claim that every tackle is a foul now. Alves. Xavi. Lionel Messi. Iniesta, Barcelona really enjoying the extra space. Means of course that Pepe one would imagine, has to drop into the central defensive role.
Well, I'm just watching Emmanuel Adebayor down below warming up, Rob, so it's going to be a positive change, hopefully, from Jose Mourinho, as Seydou Keita is already stripped off and ready to come on. Now, does that mean Busquets moves in the centre half? Oh, he's onside, was he?
He's offside, David Beer.
He might put Busquets in at centre half and take Puyol off. I don't know what Pep Guardiola was thinking, but he's definitely bringing Seydou Keita on.
Hitting it long. Suspicion of handball as it rolls down the chest of Cristiano Ronaldo. Alonso. Did fall over. Iniesta inside to Lionel Messi. Messi to Villa. Pepe with a very fair shoulder charge.
Such a good athlete, isn't he, Pepe? He wanted to make that his.
Ozil is going to come on for Real Madrid. Both coaches decide 10 minutes gone in the second half that it's time for change. You can see that Carlos Puyol is moving rather gingerly in the Barcelona defence. He does look like prime candidate to be taken off. Here is Messi. No point aggravating an injury that has kept him out for 17 games, Jerry.
Yes, absolutely, and he's played a good half, and he might feature later on in the other epic battles coming up in the next 2.5-3 weeks.
Xavi. Alves. Plenty of runners. One of those is Pedro. Good step over from Pedro, but Marcelo clears the ball to Di Maria. Di Maria stopped by Busquets. To Pedro. Noticeably, Barcelona not giving the ball to Carlos Puyol. It just seems to be playing outside. If there's a break now, they put it out of play to allow the change to be made. Puyol goes down. He's definitely coming off. May not walk off. He may need the golf buggy to bring him to the touchline. Keita will come on. Meanwhile, a change is made by Real Madrid. Benzema is the player who's sacrificed. Ozil comes on. You're shaking your head.
That's negative for me. You know, why take a centre forward off and put an attacking midfield player on? Carlos Puyol, by the way, is holding the back of his hamstring. I think he's maybe pulled a muscle. Looks like. And what do you expect after being out for 3 months? It was a massive gamble for Carlos Puyol. He is going to make way. And it is a stretcher you're going to get from.
Well, we've got a stretcher coming from both corners of the field at the moment. Much to the derision of the home support. He may be a national hero for what he did last summer, Carlos Puyol, in the Spanish national team. That wins no favour when he wears the colours of Barcelona.
Well, he doesn't want to make any more. There's maybe a tear there. He doesn't want to make it any worse or aggravate it any more than it already is. So, good position, 1-0 up, away from home. To win this one, Rob, they're 11 points clear with 6 games